Hey Warriors fans, before we begin the full analysis, make sure to hit that like button on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates about the team. Your subscription helps strengthen our community and ensures you stay up to date with everything about the Golden State Warriors, from trade rumors to in-depth performance analyses. So don't waste any time, hit the like button, turn on the notifications, and join us for another journey into the world of the Dubs. Let's go! The Golden State Warriors have always been a franchise with the ambition of staying at the top. With Stephen Curry leading a brilliant generation, the team has won multiple titles and solidified its reputation as one of the most dynamic and creative teams in NBA history. However, each season brings new challenges, and even a solid start in 2024 hasn't stopped the speculation about possible changes to the roster. In this script, we will analyze two potential reinforcements that are generating buzz: Donte DiVincenzo and Robert Williams III. Donte DiVincenzo, a former Warriors player in the 2022-23 season, left his mark on the team with solid play off the bench. Under Steve Kerr's leadership, he proved to be a reliable piece, contributing with an impressive 39.7% shooting from long range and helping the team reach the Western Conference semifinals. After leaving for the New York Knicks with a nearly $50 million contract, DiVincenzo maintained his performance, improving his three-point shooting to 40.1%. However, his current stint with the Minnesota Timberwolves has not been positive. With a sharp drop in his three-point shooting, now at 31.9%, and his team's inconsistent performance after a promising start, 13-1, rumors have emerged that DiVincenzo could be traded. For the Warriors, the question is clear. Is it worth bringing him back? DiVincenzo has already shown that he adapts well to Kerr's system. He knows the team's dynamics and could, in theory, return to his best form in a familiar environment. His ability to space the floor and defend multiple positions are valuable assets for any team aiming to compete in the playoffs. The player's current performance is concerning. Betting on an athlete who is not in his best form can bring risks, especially if it means giving up a player who is already delivering consistent results, such as Buddy Hield, who has stood out for the Warriors this season. Buddy Hield, known for his efficiency in three-point shooting, offers stability and floor spacing for the offense. Giving up Hield for DiVincenzo could weaken the offensive chemistry the team has been building. Warriors fans should ask themselves, do we prioritize the potential of a player who has already been successful on our team, or do we stick with someone who is producing solid results now? While the discussion about DiVincenzo divides opinions, another name emerges as a potential solution to the team's defensive problems: Robert Williams III, currently with the Portland Trail Blazers. With Draymond Green and Kevin Looney as defensive pillars in the paint, the Warriors face difficulties against teams with taller and more dominant players. The lack of size on the roster is evident, with no front-court player exceeding 2.06 m. This limits the team's ability to protect the rim and contest rebounds effectively. Williams, although also 2.06 m, compensates with elite defensive skills. He is one of the best shot blockers in the NBA, has excellent game awareness, and can impact games without needing the ball in his hands. Williams would be a significant reinforcement in rim protection, something the Warriors have missed since the departure of players like Andrew Bogut. With Williams, Looney could be used more strategically, improving the rotation in the paint. Williams has a history marked by injuries, which could make this bet risky. The Portland Trail Blazers would likely demand valuable assets in exchange for Williams, which could limit the Warriors' options in other areas. With inconsistent performance this season, the Warriors need reinforcements that offer immediate impact, and there is no guarantee that Williams will be that solution. Both players have positive points and challenges to offer. While DiVincenzo represents an attempt to revive past success, Williams would bring a defensive skill set that the Warriors currently lack. The goal is to reinforce the perimeter and increase offensive efficiency. The team believes he can return to the form he showed previously with the Warriors. The focus is to fix defensive problems and improve the presence in the paint. The team is willing to take the risk on a player with an injury history. With the season underway and the trade deadline approaching, the Warriors need to act with caution. While roster changes may seem tempting, it is essential to evaluate the long-term impact of any decision. Many analysts argue that the Warriors' true challenge lies in the lack of consistency and chemistry within the current roster, Adjustments to the system and better utilization of the existing talents could be more effective than bringing in external reinforcements. As the team leader, Kerr has a history of maximizing the potential of his players. The question is whether he can do this with the current group or if an external reinforcement is truly necessary. When we talk about the possible changes to the Warriors roster, it's impossible not to highlight the crucial role of Steve Kerr. He is, without a doubt, the architect of the franchise's success in recent years. With a playing philosophy that prioritizes fast movement, solid defense, and offensive spacing, Kerr has managed to get the best out of players with different styles. His ability to integrate players like Stephen Curry and other talents throughout the seasons has made the Warriors one of the most efficient teams in NBA history. However, in 2024, the team faces challenges that require more than just Kerr's traditional formula. With the departure of some key players over the years and the arrival of new faces, the team's chemistry has been shaken. Injuries have also complicated the situation, and the team now finds itself in need of alternatives to address its gaps. This raises a fundamental question. Can Kerr continue shaping the team effectively, or is a deeper adjustment necessary? Consistency has been one of the biggest difficulties for the Warriors this season. With brilliant moments from Curry, but also periods of blackout, especially on the defensive side, the team has yet to find the balance needed to dominate the competition. Kerr, although one of the best coaches in the league, now faces the challenge of restoring the fluidity of the game, something that has always been a hallmark of the Warriors. Kerr will likely need to adjust the system to maximize the strengths of the current team. This may involve perhaps reducing the reliance on complex plays for Stephen Curry and others, to create a more balanced style of play where all players can contribute more evenly. This leads us to reflect on the impact of possible reinforcements like DiVincenzo or Williams. Both have qualities that fit Kerr's style, but would the arrival of one of them be the key to solving the consistency problems, or just a cosmetic change? The biggest concern for the Warriors, without a doubt, has been the paint. While Kevon Looney has proven to be a good paint defender and Draymond Green has his value, the team has often been dominated by taller and stronger centers in games against teams like the Denver Nuggets or the Phoenix Suns. This imbalance becomes even more evident when facing opponents who dominate the rebounds or are physically much stronger. This is where Robert Williams III becomes a highly attractive name. As mentioned earlier, he is an elite defender and has the tools necessary to help the Warriors improve their paint defense, a sector in which the Warriors have been in some ways vulnerable. The main reason to consider acquiring Robert Williams is his ability to protect the rim and contest rebounds. While he is not known for being an offensive force, his presence on defense could free up Draymond Green to focus more on his role as a leader and playmaker on offense. The ability to block shots and his defensive reading are qualities the Warriors can fully exploit. In a league where defense is becoming increasingly important, Williams could give the team the necessary stability in the paint. With Williams' arrival, both Looney and Green could be used more efficiently without having to overload their defensive responsibilities. This would allow for a healthier and more balanced rotation for the Warriors, which would be essential for their title ambitions. Despite Williams' impressive qualities, the player's injury history is a concern. He has already faced some issues that kept him off the court, and this could be a risk for the Warriors, a team that has already dealt with injury issues at other times in its history. However, if the Warriors manage to integrate Williams into the roster effectively, he could become a key piece for the team. As the Warriors progress through the season, the need for immediate adjustments becomes clearer. The team can no longer rely solely on its stars to guarantee a solid campaign. They need more support, especially in specific areas like the paint and perimeter defense. The arrival of Buddy Hield is already helping to open up the offense with his excellent three-point shooting, but the defense still leaves much to be desired. Buddy Hield, alongside Curry, has shown to be a valuable addition on offense. His ability to shoot from long range brings the kind of spacing needed for the Warriors. Hield has been more efficient in his role than DiVincenzo this season, and giving up a player like him to try to recover DiVincenzo's level may not be the most sensible move. Meanwhile, the team should carefully evaluate its options. Rather than risking trading pieces that are already working like Hield or Looney, it may be more prudent to adjust the system to improve internal chemistry. Seeking reinforcements for the paint and defense without compromising what is already working would be the most strategic move. Now we come to the crucial part of this debate. the trade dynamics, and how they can shape the immediate and long-term future of the Golden State Warriors. The trade deadline is approaching, and the team's front office faces a series of important decisions, not only about who to acquire, but also about who might be sacrificed in the name of roster improvement. With financial limitations and ongoing contracts, the Warriors need to balance the need for reinforcements with preserving their identity. The question is, which pieces would be moved to make a major trade work? The Warriors' contractual situation is complex. The team has some heavy contracts, like those of Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, and this creates challenges when it comes to making big trades. The franchise will have to be careful when evaluating the offers it receives, as adding new heavy contracts could compromise the financial flexibility needed to maintain the core group. When considering acquisitions like Robert Williams III, the Warriors will need to balance current needs with future building. Trading valuable pieces like Kevon Looney or Chris Paul may be options, but there are risks in tampering with what is already working. While names like Buddy Hield have stood out for their immediate impact, trading a solid player already integrated into the system for someone with a recent history of inconsistency, like DiVincenzo, may be a risky bet. DiVincenzo's name is being considered by many as a potential trade to strengthen the team. But would he really make sense in Steve Kerr's system again? Remembering that DiVincenzo had his best performance with the Warriors in the 2022-2023 season, and while he showed flashes of great skill, he faced a performance below expectations during his time with the Minnesota Timberwolves. One of the big arguments for bringing DiVincenzo back is that he already proved his effectiveness under Kerr's command. A return to the system that helped him shine may be exactly what he needs to regain his confidence and production. However, this cannot be guaranteed, and the Warriors need to consider whether it's worth sacrificing Hield's stability in the name of this potential recovery. Mid-season trades, especially for a player who is still trying to find himself on another franchise, can create instability. Wouldn't it be more advantageous for the Warriors to use the season to solidify the team chemistry rather than risk another trade that might not bring immediate results? Beyond trades, the Warriors need to look to the future and how their team is structured for the coming years. With the current options on the roster and the championship window slowly closing, the franchise must act strategically. The playing style that made the Warriors champions in recent years, with Stephen Curry as the central piece, is it still viable in the current scenario? Curry undoubtedly remains an unstoppable force, but as the years go by, the team needs to balance its dependence on Curry with a roster that can sustain success on a broader level. This doesn't mean Curry should be less central, but the team needs to strengthen other areas to ensure the pressure doesn't fall solely on him. One of the big questions the Warriors need to consider is how to build the roster around Curry in a sustainable way. The current playing model relies heavily on Curry's ability to create spacing and penetrate the opposing defense, but the team needs more than just an elite shooter. Draymond Green provides leadership and defensive versatility, but the team needs an elite rebounder, a solid defensive center, and more depth on the perimeter. Next season could be a turning point for the Warriors. Even if no major changes happen now, what will the franchise do after Chris Paul's contract expires? He has been an important addition to the team's depth, but with time, age, and physical conditions begin to take their toll. The Warriors will have to deal with these transitions, which makes the current moment even more important to decide whether or not to make a bold trade. In addition, the impact of the draft will also be relevant. The team needs to ensure that their draft picks help form a more complete and balanced core for the future. Looking at young players like Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga and how they fit into the Warriors' future will be essential to shaping the team's dynamic in the upcoming season. The Golden State Warriors are at a crossroads. The team has the talent necessary to be competitive, but the gaps in defense, the paint, and team chemistry need to be addressed if they want to continue being a dominant force in the NBA. The decision about the trades, whether for Robert Williams III, DiVincenzo, or other players, will be crucial in determining the short and long-term success of the franchise. Every move needs to be made with a clear vision of the future because, for the Warriors, the title no longer depends solely on Curry's genius, but also on building a team that can complement their stars and withstand the challenges of the season. As fans and observers, we must closely follow the team's next steps. Will they finally find the missing chemistry? Will they solve the defensive problems that have been plaguing them? Or will external solutions, as risky as they may be the path to a new championship? With that, we conclude our analysis on the possible reinforcements and the current challenges of the Warriors. What do you think? Leave your comment and share your opinions. The season is just beginning to take shape, and the decisions the Warriors make now could shape the franchise's future. Let's keep a close eye on it.